Hij is in aantocht na 6 uur vertraging vanuit Italië.
Voice message.
Oh, oké.
Steve Vai, ja goed, hij had eigenlijk elk jaar kunnen winnen. Hij had eigenlijk vanaf de eerste keer dat we de prijs uitreikten al kunnen winnen. Maar Steve Vai is een van de weinige gitaristen die zo'n duidelijke stempel op de rockgitaar heeft gezet de laatste 30 jaar. Bij Frank Zappa, bij Whitesnake, bij David Lee Roth en vooral natuurlijk als solist. Dus ja, ik bedoel, als je dan 10 gitaristen moet noemen, dan staat hij altijd in dat rijtje. Dus een hele logische keuze, vonden wij. When you heard about the prize that you were invited to collect the award, what was your first reaction?
Well, I've been awarded prizes before and all, but it's very, very rare that there's actually an opportunity or an offer to be part of an event that is a recognition and an honoring. Yeah. So at first I thought, you know, I'm looking like, what is this, you know, because I didn't know. But then I looked into it and I read about it and I thought, wow, this is really very, very special.
Ze hebben de laatste 3 weken alles met die bus gedaan, hè? Ze zijn heel Europa door geweest met die bus. En alleen de laatste week gaan ze dan met vliegtuig doen. Het mooie was dat Steve zei dat hij niet moe was. En alle anderen kwamen uitgeput uit de bus. Ja. Dus ik heb nog wel gezegd, als je nog energie hebt, er is vanavond een band waar je mee mag spelen, maar dat gaat hij niet doen.
Ik ben gevraagd door Jean-Paul Hek of dat ik hier wil komen spelen. En toen hoorde ik dat Steve Vai hier ook was en andere goede muzikanten. Dus ja, dat kon ik niet laten gaan. Drie weken geleden wist ik wel wie die was, maar ik kende geen enkel nummer van hem. En ja, toen ging ik luisteren. Toen was het de hele keuze om uit te zoeken welk nummer ik wou doen. Want ik wou het liefste van Steve Vai ene doen van zijn album Passion and Warfare. En ja, toen had ik voor I Would Love To gekozen, omdat dat wel een van de leukste was, vond ik.
Wat vind je van zijn stijl? Is het een technisch moeilijke gitarist?
Ja, dat wel, denk ik. Ja.
Het is niet makkelijk om zo'n nummer te spelen.
Je moet er wel even voor zitten.
Rick is gewoon een groot talent die ook steeds beter wordt. En hij wilde een Vai-stuk. Ik vond het op zich best gewaagd, maar hij deed het supergoed. En je zag ook dat iedereen, en ook Vai zelf, er super enthousiast over was. Because as an artist, for you who's been doing this from the end of the 70s already, so for so long, and such a rich career, I think it's sometimes hard to look at your own achievements in a kind of way.
This year has been one of those years that's been sort of like a little awakening, because I've been in it for so long, and you always feel like you got to keep up with yourself and with everybody and with others. But then after doing this Passion and Warfare tour, being on it, I realized the value that this record has had in some people's lives. I would just say, "Oh, thank you," because I never processed it. I could never believe it.
No.
You know, I thought people were just being nice. You know, and I never really felt like I was doing anything except what I loved. You know.
Yeah.
But then, you know, there comes a point where you think, these people are serious. So it was a learning curve for me.
We gaan een nummer van hem coveren, Bad Horsey. Dus dat is vooral voor mij heel moeilijk, want nee, ik doe niks. Dat is voor mij heel makkelijk. Zijn oeuvre is natuurlijk heel groot ook, of heel veel verschillende dingen. En het leuke is dat onze drummer, die is echt diehard fan van hem. Dus dat is sowieso voor hem is het wel echt helemaal te gek om dit te mogen doen. En Bad Horsey is een nummer wat denk ik het beste bij de band past. Bad Horsey is eigenlijk een soort van stoner rock riff, is echt gek. Dus die past dan wel heel goed. Dus ik denk dat we vooral moeten doen wat we beter kunnen, zeg maar. En vooral niet proberen hem na te doen in virtuositeit.
Ik vind Navarone sowieso al jaren een van de meest talentvolle rockbands. En ze worden steeds beter. En ik zag ook Steve Vai en zijn bandleden, die zaten echt met zo'n grijs naar die band te kijken. Before you, other guitarists won this prize. People like Brian May, Steve Lukather, Slash. I guess you all know these guys.
So when I heard that Brian was honored, it still doesn't compute to me that I could be mentioned even in the same sentence, you know? And of course, Steve Lukather, who's a dear friend of mine, and is just a formidable talent. But he is just brilliant. And Steve Lukather, to me, when I remember moving out to California, he was the session guy. And I used to get these cassettes of him jamming at like this little club called the Baked Potato, and I would listen. I go, "What is going on here?" And Slash, I have so much respect for Slash, because there's some artists that you just wonder how things would have been if they didn't show up on the scene, you know. And Slash has like really carried that torch for so many young people of what it means to just be a cool rock guitar player who just, you know, is in touch with the instrument and in touch with that rock and roll credibility, because he is that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So to be even in the same, you know, party is quite an honor.
Tom is natuurlijk ook een groot talent, is iets ouder dan ik, Moonen. Komt ook uit Limburg en ja, hij hoort een beetje in die volgende generatie die binnen misschien 2, 3, 4 jaar gewoon ja, toch een beetje de nieuwe wind bepalen op gitaargebied in Nederland.
Adrian van den Berg, welkom op de Sena European Guitar Award 2016. Wat kun je over de winnaar zeggen, Steve Vai?
Daar kan ik heel veel over zeggen. Zoals veel mensen wel weten, ik heb er heel lang mee gewerkt, mee getoerd. Bijna 1,5 jaar mee getoerd. Wat voor de Whitesnake fans een bekend verhaal is, maar voor veel andere mensen misschien niet. Ik had de muziek geschreven voor de opvolger van de grote Whitesnake plaat 1987. En ik kreeg een polsblessure, dus na 2 weken wachten, iedereen in de studio zat te wachten tot het beter was, inclusief ikzelf natuurlijk, maar het leek alleen maar slechter te worden. Dus toen hebben Dave en ik besloten van nou, we moeten gewoon een gekke gitarist binnen zien te halen om die partijen in te spelen, weet je wel. Vai was daarvoor te poren. Dat was de perfecte man. Het was voor mij persoonlijk natuurlijk een beetje een rare ervaring en eigenlijk voor Steve ook een beetje, want hij zat dus andermans muziek in te spelen en in mijn geval was het een soort babytje wat in één keer door iemand anders werd opgevoed, weet je wel. Maar het was tegelijkertijd een waanzinnig interessante ervaring, want allereerst om 1,5 jaar lang het podium te delen en proberen overeind te blijven tegen een fenomeen als Steve, weet je wel, dat was wel een behoorlijke uitdaging, kan je wel zeggen.
Oh, Adrian was, you know, I really enjoyed being on tour with. He's such a great guy. He's very artistic. He's very intelligent. He's a very smart guy and funny. He's got a great sense of humor. But the thing that I noticed most when I first started working with Adrian was the maturity of a European, how different Europeans are from Americans, you know, and the Dutch especially. The Dutch, back then, I didn't have on my radar the delicate cultural differences of the French, the German, the Italians, the Dutch.
For you, it were just Europeans.
Europeans were Europeans. How did I know? You know, I needed experience. And it was when I started to travel a lot that I started to see not only the delicate personality, cultural differences, but even I could look at you guys and know that you're Dutch, you know? And Adrian and the Dutch have such a practical, honest kind of way of speaking. If you don't understand it, you could almost be insulted if your ego is, you know. But there's an honesty to it. There's no, you know. And I learned so much about that through Adrian because he was a gentleman. It's going to be great. I haven't seen him in years.
I know. Yeah.
I wonder if he's gotten any taller.
Ja, het is raar gewoon, dat is zo lange tijd geleden. Want je zit binnen 1 seconde is het gewoon het gevoel alsof het 5 jaar geleden is, weet je wel. Maar dat is veel langer dus. We hebben voor het eerst een lange tijd hebben we naar bij zitten praten. Ja, we kunnen nog wel 20 dagen doorgaan. We hebben natuurlijk hartstikke veel meegemaakt. De raarste gigs meegemaakt samen. En hij was altijd heel complimenteus. En dat vond ik nogal interessant eigenlijk. Want zo zie ik het zelf niet, weet je wel. Ik heb gitaar spelen altijd zelf gezien als iets wat ik nou eenmaal doe en wat ik vanuit mijn hart doe. En ik oefen zelden. En als ik oefen, dan oefen ik 2 weken lekker veel en dan 1 keer weer maanden niks. Dus, en dan sta je in 1 keer naast een virtuoze Steve. Dus het was wel spannend. Vooral de eerste paar weken heb ik wel gedacht van shit man, dan moet hij overeind blijven naast die gozer, weet je wel.
His approach to the blues, as far as the evolution of the blues, is very authentic. It's rock blues, and he had great tone, his vibrato, his intonation. It is very authentic. And I'm just like a quirky, crazy, sitting on the branch and sawing it off, you know, kind of a player. But he was very solid, and I learned a lot from him.
We hebben ontzettend veel lol gehad samen, weet je. En ook met Pia erbij, een fantastische vrouw.
Ja, daar is hij nog steeds bij.
Ja.
Dat is ook wel apart.
Ja, dat is zeker apart.
Je had hem ook voorgesteld aan Jan Akkerman.
Ja, dat vond ik wel even tijd, weet je wel. Want Jan is natuurlijk een instituut, weet je wel. En Steve kent Jan natuurlijk ook. Steve had ook wel focusdingen vroeger gehoord en zo. Dus ik vond het wel even tijd dat die gasten elkaar even de hand schudden.
It's a nice pleasure to meet you. Nice. Yeah, I've listened to your music when I was younger.
Jan had ook een ervaring met Zappa, waar Steve natuurlijk uit voort is gekomen, weet je, op zijn 21ste of zo. Dus daar hebben ze ook even over staan praten en ja, dat was gewoon mooi.
In de tuin van een ontmoeting, Steve Vai zei gelijk, luister, net als Brian May toen ik kind was, luisterde ik naar jouw platen. Ik luisterde naar Focus. Dat was het hoogste haalbare, jouw gitaarpartij in die tijd. Die Focus, die eerste 3 Focus albums, ja, voor ons was dat, als je het echt verder moet zoeken, dan ging je naar Focus luisteren. En ook tijdens het optreden merkte je aan Steve ook weer, en ook bij zijn vrouw, dat komt wel binnen.
The amazing Jan Akkerman. Stef de Hond Keys, Renet van den Berg drums en Ralph Pauw bass. Thank you. What a hero. Klappen, zegt hij. Jan Akkerman, a Dutch treasure.
When you're focused on work, you know, which I love to do, sometimes you don't realize, you know, you work, you put it out, you do your best, you hope that it reaches the people that find some value in it, and then the next one comes, and you know, and there were some people say, oh, this is very nice, or this, you know, I almost don't want to. It's too much to take credit for when it means that much to somebody. Occasionally, you know, somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, you know what, you really have done quite an achievement here, and we want to show our respect for your contribution. And that's just, it's a surprise. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And it's a great honor, of course. Yeah.
Talk about the high cost of loving, think I hit freedom jumping, it seems. And I'll give you your heart and I'll give you the stars. That's right, she said, maybe in your dreams. Heat wave blast, kids are screaming, pavement's hot, sidewalks steaming. Only me, it happens every time. Think about you and me, oh goodbye. Jazz it up and play it slow. Still the only song I know. It's 2 a.m. and traffic slow. Looks like ladies night in Buffalo. Was listening to the DJ sing, put the stone behind. The worst can blow, better, I don't mind some stormy weather tonight. No. The heat wave blast, kids are screaming, pavement's hot, sidewalks steaming. Only me happens every time. Think about you and me. Hello, goodbye. Put the top down, hit the road. Still the only song we know. Still good, traffic slow. It looks like ladies night in Buffalo.
Marcel staat bekend als een fantastische gitarist die alles kan spelen. Een beetje Steve Lukather van Nederland. En of het nou jazz, funk, rock, blues. Maar hij kan ook geweldig zingen. Hij heeft een plaat gemaakt. Nou, toevallig heb ik hem gekregen. Dus een geweldig album. Ik had al wat stukjes beluisterd op YouTube. En nou, dat is echt... ik vind Jet Rebel een geweldig talent. Maar deze jongen, die is... Ja, sorry, maar die is van hetzelfde niveau.
When I first came to Europe in 1982 with Frank Zappa, and I landed in Holland, also at that time, I mean, I was 21, you know, I was studying all this metaphysical stuff, and I was like starting to learn like the concept of reincarnation, you know, so you start thinking, oh, I was born here before, and I was born there, you know, and all, and as soon as I landed in Holland, there was this, just a connection, a feeling, and I thought, I must have been born here before in a previous life. I know it, I know it.
I've given it some thought, and if you want to create a label for something that is creative, spiritual, positive, adventurous, funny, deep, light, unique. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Vai. No. No, wait. This is Holland. We have protocols here. I mean, hey, yeah, I know. You know? No, we don't. No, we don't. He knows that. But he'll talk. Don't worry. You'll hear his voice later on. But first of all, I would like to introduce to you the President Supreme of the jury of the Sena European Guitar Award, Mr. Jean-Paul Heck.
Nou, goedenavond, good evening everybody. How great to see everybody at Gaboute. Steve, the jury report, that has to go with it. So, dear Mr. Vai, dear Steve, for the organization of the Sena European Guitar Award, the beautiful city of Bergen op Zoom and Gaboute, and the great music theater we are now, but especially for the devoted fans who are here in front of you, it's a privilege to have you here. When I wrote the words for the short movie you just saw, our film editor said, "Can you maybe shorten it? It's too long." But we said, "No."
You say that about my solos too.
I said no, because we needed all those words to cover your career. 2 years ago, we were in contact with each other for the first time about the Sena European Guitar Award. And it was the same year that Guns N' Roses guitar player Slash won the award. And when we talked with Slash about you as maybe a next winner, he said loud and clear, "Fuck man, Steve intimidates everyone with his playing. He's in a different league. He deserves every inch of that award." Of course, he was totally right. And I know from my own experience, you never stop creating new music. When we had email contact the last 2 years, several times I've got a beautiful reply. "Hi, sorry for the auto reply. I'm buried in many little notes and won't be able to respond to emails at this time." It says it all, buried in many little notes. That's exactly what you are doing for more than 40 years. As people like Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page before, you created your own guitar universe. After the early days with Frank Zappa, there were the first steps as a solo artist. Then came the supersonic hard rock days with Alcatraz, David Lee Roth and Whitesnake. It was a stellar beginning of an unbelievable solo career that is lasting now for more than 25 years. As a guitar player, you never took things for granted and still keep on pushing the envelope in an unbelievable way. With the re-release of Passion and Warfare combined with never-released material on Modern Primitive last month, you once again proved the words of Slash. Steve is in a different league. You already inspired 2 generations of young guitar players, and I'm sure there are still more to come. After Leonard Haaksma, Danny Lademacher, Adrian van den Berg, Jan Akkerman, Steve Lukather, Brian May, George Kooymans, Slash, and Walter Trout, we are proudly to present the Sena European Guitar Award 2016 to Mr. Steve Vai.
Thank you, Jean-Paul. And to present the award, Mr. Adrian van den Berg. What a great thing to have them reunited. So, thank you, Adrian. Congratulations, Steve. I'll put my weight away. Congratulations. And before I have a little surprise for you, maybe you want to say something?
No. Well, first of all, I want to thank Sena for the great work they do on behalf of the artists and the neighboring rights that they have brought to, and hopefully are inspiring America to do the same. You know, I just feel like I've had such a charmed career. You know, everything in the music business for me has just been sort of handed to me on a silver platter. There's challenges, but it's a great adventure. And sometimes you put your head down and you focus really hard, and you don't know really what's going on in the real world until somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, "Good work," you know. And it is an incredible honor to be recognized for your contribution. And you know, I remember the first time that I came here to Holland. I was 21 years old, and I was touring with Frank Zappa. And you know, there's what I noticed through the years is wherever you go, there's sort of like a feeling in a place. You know, like when I go to Northern California, I just feel good. You know, and when I go to Moscow, I maybe you know, no, it's fine. But no, I'm joking. But I remember the first time I landed in Holland, I had this feeling, and I was also reading these books about reincarnation and karma and all this stuff, and I said, I've been here before, I know it, I was born here before. It just felt so much like home, I don't know why. And it's so interesting to look back now and see what the support and what a rich career I've had in this incredible country. I go home and I have these little wooden shoes in my closet and I just stare at them and want to go back to Holland. And I've just, like I say, it's been a charmed career, and one of the first great blessings I had with my connection with Holland was with Ko de Kloot in 1983. When I released my first solo record, Flexible, he just showed me the contract. We actually had a contract. And it said, yes, you are the official distributor of Flexible in Europe. And through the years, his support has been vital, unquantifiable, and immeasurable. And he's brought my talents to the forefront of so many of you here in this country. And I could never thank you enough, my friend. The creative catalyst. And one of the other things I developed an awareness for through the years was how people are different, the diversity of cultures. And, you know, everybody has like a vibe. And each city, each country has a particular cultural kind of awareness in the people. And it took me many years to start identifying this, but one of the great experiences that I have, and you know, touring is great, making records is wonderful, selling records is great, being honored is absolutely a privilege. But really, when you find people that you are able to work with and you bond with and you respect, that's very, very fulfilling. And when I was just this crazy American and I joined this band Whitesnake, I was with different people from different cultures, really. And I feel so grateful that I've had the opportunity to work with one of your greatest here, Adrian Vandenberg, who's like my brother in this. And it was through him that I got the real flavor of the Dutch people. A gentleman, great sense of humor, cultured, you know, and just practical. You guys are very practical. You say it like it is, and it's lovely. And I feel so blessed to be able to have had all of these relationships. And like I say, you can work and you can work and you can work and you can put out music or put out art or do things that is very personal to you, and it's important to do that for your own health, mental health, to be creative. And there's nothing like it when somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, good job. So I want to thank you so sincerely for this award. I am grateful. Thank you.
Mr. Steve Vai. Hey, Steve, listen. He's going to perform for us. No, just kidding. But before you are going backstage to prepare for your little concert you're going to do.
I don't need to prepare, I'm ready.
Never interrupt the MC in Holland. Never.
See, very practical, to the point, honest.
We have a little video surprise for you. Join me and stand here and watch the screen with Jean-Paul and me and all our friends here. Let's go.
Hi Steve, this is George Kooymans. I'd like to congratulate you with the European Sena Guitar Award. It's too bad I can't be there tonight, but I would say have a good one and enjoy the party. Goodbye. Ciao.
Hey Steve, it's your pal, Mike Keneally, and I just wanted to congratulate you on this very prestigious award. I think it's very cool. And just say what a pleasure and an honor it was playing in your band for those years, and how inspiring you are as a musician. And certainly, as I like to tell people, it was the best guitar lessons I ever got paid to take, playing those parts with you. Amazing musicianship and amazing writing, incredible compositions. And it's just a real pleasure and an honor to have worked with you and to be your friend. And I gotta say that Frank would be proud. So congratulations and love you, man.
Yay, Steve Vai, congratulations on the Sena European Guitar Award. I've got a guitar in one hand and a daughter in the other, and we're here to congratulate you and say well done, and you're in great company there. So have a great night and well deserved, Steve.
My dear friend and brother, Steve Vai, I want to congratulate you so much for this amazing award, and I can't think of anybody that deserves it more than you. You're a trailblazer, you're a trendsetter, you're a stylist, you stand above everyone else, man. I can't think of anyone that keeps consistently raising the bar and inspiring with your work ethic and your constant growth as a guitar player, as a musician, and as a human being, you know. And I respect you, I love you. All I can say is you're an inspiration to anybody that's ever picked up the guitar. And I'm honored to call you a very, very dear friend of mine, and I do wish you a wonderful evening. I'm sorry I can't be there. I'm somewhere in Boston right now, actually. But this is your night. Enjoy it. God bless you. I hope to see you very, very soon.
So, Steve, fresh from Amsterdam, the Sena European Guitar Award, that was the only thing that you were missing, I guess, among all the other ones. But again, we love you, we know you super deserve it, and we're really happy for you. We're here playing in Amsterdam, and we got hit with this news, so we needed to make a little message and send you our love, supersonic blues love, to the godfather of guitar, Steve Vai. Thanks, bro.
Steve, congratulations, dude. Wish you were here playing with us. We'll see you in LA.
Congratulations, Steve. We love you, man. Supersonic Blues Machine, thank you for all your inspiration. No one deserves this award more than you do, Steve. We love you.
Well, Altoid, here's my award for you.
Hey Steve Vai, this is Walter Trout here, and I want to say congratulations on this beautiful award they're giving you tonight. I wish I could be there with you, but I'm actually playing right down the road from you tonight. I have to say I have followed your career for many years, and every time I see you play, I think I either gotta go home and practice a whole lot, or maybe I should just quit and get a day job. You are truly an astounding musician. You have taken guitar to places no one else has, and you continue growing, and it's just an amazingly beautiful thing you do. And I just want to say again, congratulations. I hope you have a great time tonight, and take care, man. Have fun.
Hi Steve, it's Dweezil here. Congratulations from me and this guy over here. on winning the Sena European Guitar Awards. You deserve it. Your playing is really creative and exciting, and I've been a fan ever since I first saw you, and I'm sure everybody out there is as well. So have fun, enjoy the night, and congratulations.
Hi, Steve. It's your pal, Todd. Congratulations on your award. I wish I was there. You're so lucky to be in Holland. And say hi to all my friends. And have you got your cape on? Because I got something for you. Spin, Steve, spin.
Hello, Steve. Hello, all you beautiful people there as well at the Sena Awards. Hey, it's your old friend Bri, and I'm thrilled that you're getting this award. It's great that the young men are getting some of the action these days. This is an old man wishing you a fantastic day. I know you'll have a great time with those guys, because I did in 2011. Congratulations on winning this incredible award, and continue to bring magic to the world, dear friend. God bless.
The friends of Mr. Steve Vai. Thanking you again for everything. My last words of today on this stage are going to be Mr. Steve Vai.
All right. And the last words I'm going to say is that this award is truly an honor, and I dedicate this award and any award I've ever received to the biggest influence and inspiration in my life, my beautiful wife, Pia. Thank you. Dankjewel. I want to thank you not just for tonight, but for all of the years of support. I've been touring now for 37 years, and it is really quite a privilege and an honor to be able to come here to your country and to be receiving this unbelievable recognition. You are so fantastic, and I am grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time, all right?